So when it comes to emerging markets, how do you think, because this is all new to us, this is all new to a lot of the emerging markets, how should they position themselves in the LNG sector? How should they be positioned? I mean, the skid-mounted modular, that's another reason I asked that question. A lot of the conversations happening right now seems to be around that, the skid-mounted modular, equipment and things like that going to the mostly emerging markets. But from the point of view of sustainability, like you said, is that the right direction for emerging markets to take, or what are your thoughts around that?
That's an excellent question. I guess, yes, because after the experience, I guess, of Indonesia, where they built very large LNG facilities, I believe with ExxonMobil, based on the technical assessments of their upstream data that wasn't very accurate. And then they found that, they don't have that amount of gas. So now everybody's scared. They know that's LNG because it's a very expensive process and it has a long-term commitments. You have to guarantee so many things, specifically in terms of the production level, in terms of the reserve, the actual reserve you have, and the facilities. Otherwise, no one will going to invest on your infrastructures. And that's what hinder many of the nations who have gas to make this gas possible to reach destinations and specifically customers overseas. But now, yes, this modular will going to open the way, but it's also, again, it has to be thought of quite well. The modular, because it will not going to be as a huge investment as actual big plants like the one for Qatar or even the one for Uzbekistan or the one for US and even maybe for Nigeria. We need to think strategically in terms of how this value will going to be added to the market, as well as how to be added locally to those who will going to use those plants and facilities. And without finding the right piece of the construction elements of the process, it may be a real challenge in order to get it addressed, because it's all about the economical value.
Yes.
In Sudan, for example, they use even to flare it. It's a significant amount of gas because they are more keen about the oil, because they brought companies and they haven't negotiated well what will happen with the gas. It's an associated gas, but they haven't stated well in the agreements how the gas will be handled. And they wasted billions of dollars because those companies who are in the oil deal, they are not interested in the gas. They will use whatever they want and then they will flare the remaining.
Just flare the rest, yes.
So you lost the value. Without an economical incentives and clear marketing value for those modular plants, it will not going to be easy. And the second one, yes, they have to figure out a way of how to decarbonize the segments and also how to receive carbon credit. And it's not easy to receive carbon credit in those type of processes because it's based on fossil fuel, but still there is a way to make the case that here, this gas would have been flared if we do not use it, and so on. So there is a lot of scenarios that people have to very carefully address it and try to find economical incentives for it and try to insert it in a way that's add value to them. And that's maybe the major challenge, how we diversify the gas market so that we can really add value to the economical benefits of those type of processes.
It's true. And one thing I find is that a lot of, especially with the emerging markets, they always commercially stall. They have all these big ideas and everything. And when it comes to the commercial part of it, that's where the conversation just like shuts down,
Yes.
Because funding, financing is like, you're not thinking, they're not thinking through well ahead of the game. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. It's 100. You are 100% true. Yes, that's and I guess that's how we are trying to see exactly how to link all of the segments of those processes, how to do things in terms of segments, in terms of the elements of the process, and hopefully uh, we can really do something. So we have some research activities. We are trying to work with big industries like Qatar Energy, with Shell, with others, to see how we can add value to those type of LNG conventional processes, how to integrate, how to take. But here we have a lot of advantage that others do not have in
Don't
other
have.
places where there is yes individual separate plants, and here we have a lot of advantage. We can do things that others cannot do.